everyone, it's Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I do a lot of nail tutorials here, and lately I've been on a press-on kick just because they're really quick and easy to apply. You don't have to cure them, you don't have to shape them. When I only have 10 or 15 minutes to do nails, these really work well, but I'm not super great with glue-on nails, so I've been improving my technique and getting better and better and better. And the last time I did a set, it lasted me a week and a half. So I'm aiming for that again this time, and I'm trying a new to me brand, Manny Me. You may have heard about these because they make custom nails made for your nail shape. You send pictures of your hands and they make nail stickers to your individual nail shape. I bought some on Black Friday sale, but I haven't tried them yet because those are more like stickers and not press-ons. But ManiMe now released press-ons just last week. I saw that it was brand new, so I ordered some to try. This is not sponsored. This is not gifted. I spent my own money on these. They did give me a little link that I think gives you a discount. I'll put that in the description box, but yeah, I bought these with my own money. I got these two colors, this pearly white and this fuchsia pink. I'm typically not a pink person, but I feel like on video it's just easier to see the really bright, bold colors versus pastels, so we're gonna go with these today. And the boxes don't list the colors, so I'll put in the description box the actual design names. Inside you get a prep pad, a little nail file, these sticky tabs. I talked about this in the past. I don't like using these when they're not already attached to the nail because you have to apply these and then apply the nail. You have to find the right size for both the nail and the tabs, and it's just not my preferred way of doing that. So unless they're already attached, I'm just planning on using glue. You do get glue here, but I'm going to be using my own brush-on glue, and then of course we get the nails. There are 24 nails here in 12 sizes. They are advertised as being reusable. For me personally, I'm never able to reuse press-ons because they just get worn. There's usually at least a little bit of imperfection, and then I'm not going to be super duper precious in taking these off. I soak my hands to get these off, and I just don't feel like trying to reuse them, so that's not my goal. Making them reusable is not my goal. I already prepped my nails with the Sally Hansen Instant Cuticle Remover, not sponsored, bought it with my own money. I used this for the first time the last time I did press-ons, and those are the ones that lasted for 10 days. And somebody commented on my Instagram picture saying, wow, they don't look like they grew out a whole bunch. And true, even though my nails grow quickly, I feel like this was the only different product that I used for prepping my nails at one time, and maybe just prevented the cuticle from growing as fast and looking grown out. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes this time, but it's super easy to use. You do need a sink. You just put it on for 15 seconds, push the cuticles back, and then wash your hands with soapy warm water. You can also use one of these tools. It's a metal cuticle pusher. I use it in every single one of my videos. It is incredibly inexpensive and infinitely reusable unless you literally just lose it. I don't think there's a way to break this or anything. One thing I've been doing is roughing up my nails very, very gently before applying press-ons, and I feel like it really does make a difference in how long they last. You can use the little file that is provided, or I bought these little single-use blocks. I got a ton of them really inexpensively. You can get these from Amazon. I got them after watching a nail video made by a licensed nail tech, and she recommended using these because you get a fresh one every time. If you prefer a more sustainable option of buying a more robustly made file and then just using that many times, that's what I've been doing before now. You can definitely do that. I'm just showing you this as an option in case you want to try it. I only go over the nails a little bit. I don't want them to be really thinned out. I don't want to cause any damage. This is just to give the glue and the nails a bit of a gripping surface versus having really smooth nails, and that just helps it stick better and longer. Each nail has a tiny number right at the tip that tells you what size it is. This is a 3, so the higher the number, the smaller the nail. So 4 will be smaller, 5 will be even smaller. This is a 3. It fits my thumbs. I like to line them up to the cuticle and then gently press, pretending like I'm pressing during the glue-on process, because that makes the nail spread just a bit, and it really can help you figure out if it's too big. If you feel it digging into the cuticle, digging into the sides a lot, then it's probably not the right size for you. As I'm looking at this, I see that there's a small imperfection some sort of bubble, or maybe like a little piece of, not hair, but maybe some sort of fiber that gets stuck there. I don't love that. I expect perfection from my pre-manufactured nails. I don't know if there's more than just two sizes of this nail. We'll see, but yeah, that's not cool right off the bat. I don't love manufacturing defects like that. I lined the nails up off screen in the order that I'm going to apply them, and so far the sizing seems like it's working pretty well for my hands. However, these nails here, this is a 6. It's a little bit too wide. When I put it against my cuticle, just on the cuticle side, it's a little bit too wide for my index finger. I'm using a 5 on the middle finger and then a 6 on the ring finger and the index finger. The 7 is too small, so I do have to make this 6 work, but it's a little bit wide on the cuticle side, and when I push it down, I can feel that it's pressing quite a bit against my cuticle, and I can just see that it's wide. So most likely if I simply went ahead with that, it would probably start lifting there, and most likely these would be the first nails to go. So I'm going to use their provided file and very gently just take a little bit off the edges here, just make it a little bit more narrow. It's pretty simple. The nails are quite thin, so it's not hard at all here to shape them just a bit. The key is not to go too crazy and not to make them too narrow, because obviously once you do that, you've gone too far and you can't really get that width back. This is already feeling better. I'm going to take off just a little bit more. If this was a sticker, I would use my manicure scissors to go ahead and trim it, but because it's plastic, I'm going to just do this, mostly to spare my scissors. Honestly, I just don't want to dull them. That is much better. The very final step right before applying is to use the provided alcohol pad, or you can use one that you have. If you do plan on reusing these, you will definitely need more pads because they only give you one in the kit. But I get my little alcohol prep pads at Costco. It's very inexpensive. I think it's Curad brand in the little green boxes. All this does is just remove any excess oil and any little dust you have from buffing your nails, from making them a little bit textured. Because I'm not even remotely good with the little squeeze nail glues, I'll be using this brush-on glue from Vetatinda. It came in the pack with the Vetatinda nails, which I really appreciate. And you'll notice that my nails are not as short as they possibly could be. There's a little bit that I could have still filed off or cut off. I'm not going to do that because I want as much surface area to grip to the fake nail as possible. I'm also putting a little bit more glue than I would think I need. And that's something I learned from watching tons and tons and tons of TikTok videos about press-on nails. You want a little bit more glue than you think you need, especially since I'm not applying glue to the nail itself, because I always make a mess doing that. And then once you put the nail down and make sure that it's straight, press firmly, but not so hard that the glue is going to come out. You want that glue to kind of spread and then form a very good layer of adhesive all throughout the fingernail and the fake nail. I used to have a huge problem with the recommended 30-second of hold time per nail because that just sounded like so long, but it sounds like you really do need to do the 30 seconds, and don't rock your finger back and forth. That introduces air bubbles. In fact, I just suggest you don't move your finger back and forth, or at all if you can, your thumb, because if there is any glue that is spilling out of the sides, you will smear that glue all over the nail, and then the only way to fix that is to put a clear coat of either no cure nail polish or the kind that needs to be cured and then cure that, just to hide the little glue marks, because I've done that before, speaking from experience. This is what it looks like on. I think I got the size exactly right, and it's sitting really nice and flush with my cuticle line. When applying the glue, you don't want to touch the skin, but you do want to get it all over the nail surface, and just, like I said, maybe use a little bit more than you think you would need, because not enough glue apparently is one of the main reasons that people's press-on nails pop off way too early. I line them up at the cuticle, and again, make sure that they're straight. If your fingertips or fingers are not totally arrow straight from the hand all the way to the nail, which happens. Some of us have knuckles that point a little bit one way or the other. My best tip would be to make sure that the cuticle line of your nail, of your fake nail, is parallel to this knuckle right here, that it's parallel to this line right here, and then it will look right. Don't try to make it follow like the rest of your finger. I'm going to show you in a second. I will use my index finger as an example, actually my middle finger as well. You see how middle finger is pointing that way a little bit? The index finger has a nail that is growing straight, but then the fingertip is kind of slanted. Okay, now you know everything. You know too much now. So when I apply this nail here, if I try to follow the natural growth of my nail, I would put the fake nail this way, and it would look really crooked when I was done. So instead, I'm going to line up my cuticle of this fake nail to this line, this knuckle, especially if you have a design like a French tip, any kind of horizontal design. I'll put it on like this. Yes, from this other direction, you will be able to see that I have more nail on this side than this side, but from this direction, when I have the hand straight, it will be perfect. I know it's a little bit hard to show because I'm not actually gluing these, so I will glue them and show you how it all works at the end, but just a little tip, if you have slightly not super straight fingers like a lot of us do, just make sure you line up your fake nail to this first flange. I put the rest of them on, and this is what I meant about the index finger. I lined up this nail to this flange line here, so if you look from the other side, it might not look like it's super even because my finger is just lower on this side than this side. However, when you look this way, it is even and it looks straight. Same with this one. It just looks funky if you follow the growth of the nail versus this flange line. I don't know how else to explain it better. Hopefully that makes sense, and if it doesn't, disregard. Maybe it just doesn't apply to you. This is what they look like. Overall, I like them. There are some small imperfections on the ends, which is to be expected. I think most manufacturing companies that make these nails, they kind of go through the line joint like this, and then they are cut at some point, and then this place where they get cut or snapped or whatever is just never perfected. So you will want to take a nail file and just smooth it out if you like the overall length and shape. I really dislike the length. This is nothing against the brand. I know a lot of people like them this length or even much, much longer. But for me, this is way too long. So we have two options, well, three options. Option one is just suffer through that. Option two is to try and file them to be the length that you want, but because these are pretty hard plastic, they're not the hardest ones I ever felt. They're kind of bendable, and I'm wondering if they would snap in car seat buckles and like Costco shopping carts. I feel like they might, but you could try and file them, or you could do the clippers, which I'm going to try the clipper, and hopefully I don't ruin them. If I do, this, I guess, would be the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I use really big clippers, and I actually had to go procure some from upstairs because this is not part of my typical nail care kit, because I prefer to use manicure scissors. I try to line it up kind of evenly because I want to take this off in one snip instead of going around. So I'm trying to get it again parallel to that line right here so that it looks straight, and snip. Boom. That's it. That's what we're left with. And then now you can go ahead and take a nail file and just soften those edges, make it more of a squoval shape in my case, or if you want to make it a shorter oval or whatever you prefer, you can do that here. This is the final look, and before somebody comes at me telling me how horrible the short ones look, if you don't want them short, you don't have to make them short. In fact, you don't have to do anything the internet tells you. I really like the short look, but more importantly, I like the comfort of having short nails because I do a lot of things with my hands. I clean, I cook, I help children do their kid things and their car seats involved and all kinds of things. So for me, this is a perfect length, and I wish more more press-on nails came in short lengths. The Dashing Diva Magic Press shorts are perfect for me. I don't trim those at all. I'm really glad that these were easy to trim. Obviously, if you're buying some kind of fancy design like a French tip, or really depending on the design, you may not be able to trim them because that would interfere with the design, or if you have gems, etc. But these were super easy to trim, and they feel really good on the nails. In fact, I really don't feel like I'm wearing anything, which tells me that I picked the correct sizing for my nails, because if these are way too big or wide, you can really feel them kind of pushing against the skin, especially after gluing them on. So this is what they look like, super shiny. It's a fuchsia with an iridescent bluish purple sheen to it. They didn't look this pink online, but I'm just gonna have to rock it, I guess, for however long these last. I will put a pinned comment on how they're lasting because I'm filming this well in advance of publishing. So by the time that I'm posting this video, I should know exactly how these were and how long, etc. If you like to follow kind of more real life updates on my nails, I typically post those to my Instagram nails highlights. My Instagram is at KBeautyHobbit. This is what I have left after application. Because I don't plan on reusing the ones I'm wearing, I can really only get one set out of this box. There are 24 nails, but not all sizes fit me, especially these larger ones. They really don't, so I will not be able to kind of Frankenstein a whole set out of these. If you're very frugal, you can definitely save your extras and then see if you have enough for a mixed mani after you've had a couple of sets. Or you could do what I do, which is keep these spares while I'm wearing the nails. I also usually keep nail glue in my purse just in case something pops off. I could just quickly glue it. That doesn't usually happen, but if it does, that's an option. Or if it pops off and gets lost or damaged or whatever, you have some spare nails here, and you could either trim or file down or somehow make one work if you just have one that is fallen off and gets lost, if you don't want to just completely take off your whole manicure. But typically by the time that something is loosened, either it's been already a while and I'm ready to take them off, or it's not a good set and more than one is loose and I just go ahead and take it off. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was useful. I hope you learned some tips or tricks or saw a little nail tool maybe that you're interested in. I'll put all the links in the description box. I'm always open to suggestions on what I should try next, or if you have any sort of constructive criticisms that doesn't just have to do with the shape of my hands or whatever. People leave really wild comments on these things. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. You can find me on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit, my blog KBeautyHobbit.com, and in my private Facebook group Korean Beauty Fanatics. Hope to see you in my next video. Until then, please remember to always listen to your skin. Thank you so much. Bye.